Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. I'm Vishal Dahiya and you're watching our show India Fights Back, wherein we talk about India's fight against this particular pandemic, that is a COVID-19 pandemic. And now we are at the stage when vaccination is all set to begin on 16th. All the preparations have been done. They are on track. And CoWIN, an online platform for monitoring COVID-19 vaccine delivery, will form the foundation for the anti-coronavirus inoculation drive, which will be citizen-centric so that vaccine is available anytime and anywhere. Today, in this episode, we're going to talk about this CoWIN platform, as well as how technology is going to play a very, very significant role in this entire inoculation drive, in this vaccination drive, just the same way as technology has played a very important role in tackling most of the challenges which we faced during this particular pandemic. And for more on this, we're joined by a distinguished panel of guests. Let me first introduce them to you, beginning with Mr. Abhishek Singh, who is with us. He is the CEO of National E-Governance Division in the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology in the Government of India. We also have with us Mr. Jiten Jain, the digital technology expert who keeps a close watch on all this usage of technology and these apps which are being developed. We also have with us Ms. Shushmi Dey, Assistant Editor in the National Bureau of Times of India. Welcome, all of you, to Rajya Sabha Television. And let me begin with you, Mr. Singh. Let's start by giving our viewers a bit of an overview and more information about this platform, this app, CoWIN app.
Yeah, so very topical issue, Vishal, and I must say that as we leave behind 2020 and we head into 2021, this year has begun on a good note with the vaccines being approved and with the probability of getting over the pandemic happening in the near future. So one very important part of this entire vaccination drive is that this is a bigger operation than anything that we have done so far. Like the normal polio immunization or measles rubella immunization also requires a lot of technological input and a lot of logistics management. But this is at a scale which is unprecedented. So vaccinating 1.3 billion people has multiple challenges. So right from managing the logistics, managing the movement of vaccines, movement of trucks, as we have been seeing visuals of trucks and flights landing with vaccines in various cities across India. How do we ensure that adequate number of vaccines reach with the maintenance of cold chain at all the vaccination locations in sufficient quantities? How do we ensure that the priority list, as has been announced by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, as per which in the first phase, the frontline health workers will be vaccinated, followed by people with comorbidities, people which are 50 plus of age, and it has also been announced that the first phase of vaccination will be entirely funded by the government. The government is going to bear a huge cost. So one has to ensure that there is nobody getting a vaccine who is not deserving or who is outside the list. So it all requires management of logistics at one end, management of front end at one end, management of users at one end. So CoWIN app does all of it. It does the logistics management, and it also has a citizen interface wherein as and when it's made open for citizens to register, they can register, they can get their credentials verified through Aadhaar, their age verified, to ensure that there's no duplication. All those who get the first dose also get the second dose after 28 days. All those who get one particular vaccine get the same vaccine at the second dose after the right time, and the management of these operations happens seamlessly. Plus the CoWIN software, which is being built up by Ministry of Health with support from UNDP and Ministry of IT. It has to have all the robust features for adverse effect reporting, for filing any grievance, for checking their status, as also getting a printed receipt of the vaccination that they have received, so that they can come and get the vaccination at the next round. So all this makes it a very comprehensive IT tool for B2B, for the logistics management across the country, in all the districts, in all the states, as also managing the user interface. And we are also working on integrating it with the Arogya Setu, so that all those users who are enrolled with Arogya Setu, they need not enter the same details again. They only need to enter their address and their preferred place of vaccination, so that ultimately ease of access to the vaccine for every citizen is the top priority. And to ensure that we are able to address the twin challenges that we are facing today of vaccine eagerness, the eagerness of some people who want to get vaccine at the earlier date, and vaccine hesitancy. Like there are some people who are hesitant in getting the vaccine, not sure about that. So entire communication plan with regard to that, removing misgivings, all of it requires a lot of IT. So as we speak, the teams
Okay.
are working round the clock to make all of this happen.
Okay. That's quite an interesting overview out there, looking at how this particular app and the related technology is all set to play an important role. Before we move ahead, let me reiterate, as Mr. Singh was pointing out, that this particular app is yet to be released in the public domain. So for all our viewers, the CoWIN app is not yet officially released. We will have to wait for the general public, as to when it gets released. As of now, it is being used by the government, different government agencies for the first phase of inoculation drive for the frontline workers. And that brings me to Jiten again here. Jiten, as Mr. Singh was pointing out, digitized version or digital technology and its use in terms of managing not only the supply chain but also the entire database, which will also enable a follow-up and then ensure a sort of a seamless transition movement from the first phase of the inoculation to the second phase as well.
I think, look, there are, these are momentous times. And if today we did not have Aadhaar, or we did not have this app-based public service delivery ecosystem, or if we did not have such a strong, disease surveillance network, this smooth vaccination of a program of 1.3 billion people would not have been possible. Now, I think in the last 7 to 8 months, whatever we have seen, right from lockdowns to COVID monitoring to making the patient beds available in a transparent manner, I think one thing we must all accept, that unique identity in India, your unique identifier, be it Aadhaar or any other number, is a need of the hour. If Aadhaar had 100% coverage today, I think it would have saved much more line. Even during the trials, what we saw when there were some queues where people did not have Aadhaar, a lot of time would have been saved. The monitoring would have been to 100% utilization. Now, other thing, what Aadhaar, this app-based delivery system of vaccines have brought on the table is that 15 years ago, one could not have imagined that person who is most deserving will get the vaccine as the first priority. People would have thought the people with the high influence, like politicians or or somebody looting the vaccines, would all things would have happened. But today, this CoWIN app makes vaccination influence neutral, money neutral. The most deserving one will get, and the government will know. I mean, it's not a case where trains or roads will be built where the minister comes from. No, it will be distributed across India, and you today can monitor the complete program as per the requirement you have. So if Punjab and Bombay or Delhi are facing the highest number of COVID cases, I'm sure you can concentrate over there. So I think the effective utilization of your resources, the minimal resources what we have today, and the smooth delivery to ensure that India fights back this pandemic with whatever limited resources we have available has been a challenge. I think hats off to various agencies who have delivered everything on time, and the trials have been extremely successful. There has been no bottleneck, there has been no roadblock. So I think kudos to everyone who serves, health workers, police personnel, bureaucrats. So I think today is their day to celebrate.
Okay, definitely. It is a day to celebrate, and definitely that, congratulations goes across to all the frontline workers and obviously those working behind the scenes as far as the usage of technology and these, app-based delivery methods are concerned. Shushmi, I'd like to bring you in here because you've been keeping a tab on all these developments on the ground, watching them very closely. So how seamless do you think the use of technology is making this entire process? Because this in itself is not only just a vaccination drive, and it's not only just about making 1.3 billion Indians sort of vaccinate them, but also the fact that this is a vaccination of adult people. So far, the vaccination drives have mostly involved children.
Right, Vishal. Right, like you said, it's not just a vaccination drive. It is dealing with a huge, massive population. I mean, India has had its own universal immunization program, which itself is massive. But even as compared to that, this is going to be even bigger. But the good part of it is that this we have a base already existing. So this whole immunization, universal immunization program, the training, the even the CoWIN software, it's an enhancement of the existing even electronic vaccine intelligence network, and there are many more services being added to the existing platform. So in a way, there is a homework which is already in place. But despite that, to our knowledge, that they have this CoWIN, this IT software has been tested through various dry runs. There have been 2 nationwide dry runs, and one which has been limited to a few states. So it has been tested thoroughly, rigorously during these dry runs, so that there are no glitches, and the operational feasibility has been ensured through these dry runs. This app, this software, this is a cloud-based IT system which is going to play a very important role, not just in tracking the beneficiaries or their identification and authentication of these beneficiaries, but also in tracking the whole vaccine supply chain, starting from the manufacturer to when it reaches state depots and then district. So whether the supplies, the procurements are in place, whether the temperatures are being maintained, the cold storage, and also in terms of supplies and stock out. So it also alerts the system of any potential stock out, which is a very important part of the whole vaccination program, because it will help ensure timely replenishment of supplies in case if there are potential stock outs. So and then the vaccination, after the vaccination, it gives acknowledgement, it gives reminders, as well as there are systems to track and monitor the adverse events. So starting from the planning to implementation to monitoring and then evaluation of the vaccination program, it takes care of the whole system for beneficiaries as well as for vaccine supplies. So very important system, and it's going to be the backbone of this whole exercise.
Okay. Indeed, planning, implementation, as well as the monitoring, all these 3 aspects will be, clearly done with the help of the technology. Mr. Singh, I'd like to bring you back in here, and in terms of utilization of app-based platforms, we started with Arogya Setu, and we saw how useful it was in terms of contact tracing and dealing with the pandemic in the initial stage, and then managing and containing rather the entire outbreak to certain areas, and also follow-up process. From there onwards, now we've come to a stage where CoWIN platform is being used. So apart from the app-based technology, in terms of use of digital technology, how do you think it is going to play an important role in the vaccination drive here? And then further onwards as well, because this is a bit longer battle than what most of us might have imagined it to be from the initial days.
See, as Jiten and Shushmi, they both have mentioned, is that this challenge is bigger than anything that we have done. And we are lucky that in the last few years, we have invested in technology at a population scale. We are one of the only countries which have something like Aadhaar, which can help uniquely identify people and ensure that we are able to target the vaccines to those who are needy, and also to ensure that the same people get the second vaccine, and there can be a digital trail be kept on it. And all these vaccines require cold chain maintenance, and the logistics movement that is required, the optimization that is required to ensuring coordination between various entities that is required is of bigger scale. It's bigger than maybe elections or whatever. And when you do anything at this scale, at the scale that is required in India, you can't do without technologies and without apps. So Arogya Setu had a limited application with regard to alerting people, for warning them with regard to any contact that they had with anyone who is COVID positive. But this one is bigger and more critical, in the sense that you have to ensure that the vaccine is given which is potent. The vaccine should not have violated the cold chain. The vaccine should be available in sufficient quantities. If you have registered people and given them a time and date, and if the vaccine for any reason is not available, it might lead to a lot of confusion. It might lead to a lot of adverse reactions from people, given the pandemic that we have faced and given the hardships people have faced. So it has to be a foolproof operation. We have to manage any adverse reactions, because we know that this vaccine has been tested. It has gone through all trials. but still it's a vaccine which has been developed in the current year only. So in case there are any adverse reactions that has to be addressed with the due medical care and attention, then the feedback of users is to be taken. For every center, it has been repeatedly emphasized that all those who get vaccination must wait for 30 minutes. But as we know, in our country, people might be impatient and they might leave earlier than that is required, and it might lead to, if it leads to any complication, it can create a problem. So the way the whole architecture of the software is designed, the platform is designed, is to ensure that all these things are taken care of. And at the same time, the exception handling, because very often what happens is that when you design a software, you design it in a particular way. Yes, I will do an Aadhaar authentication and OTP will come and everything will be very fine. But there might be cases wherein a lot of people have got Aadhaar, but they have not linked it with their mobile phone. Or if they have linked it with their mobile phones, they have lost that number and they don't have access to the OTP. Sometimes the SMSs may get delayed. So how do you handle such cases? So the software has been designed to manage exception handling also, so that in case somebody comes and says that, yes, I don't want to give Aadhaar for whatever reason, either I have not linked it with the mobile or I am like too conscious, I want to keep it private to myself, then also we have kind of built up a mechanism. Yes, then there will be another way of verifying his identity with maybe a mobile OTP and his photographs and checking up with whether he has an Aadhaar or not, in order to ensure that it's properly targeted. So all those things, and the entire team in the Ministry of Health which has developed this, they have done all of this in the last 2 to 3 months. So it's a humongous exercise, and it requires a big communication drive also. And I would request TV channels like Doordarshan, Rajya Sabha TV, and media, Times of India, and all those who are involved to ensure that everybody is given the right information, because there will be a lot of myths which will come around that the vaccine say this happens and that happens. How do you handle exceptions? How do you handle adverse reactions? How do you handle what is the correct status about each vaccine or the status about co-vaccine? So all that has become a part of the software design in order to ensure that people are vaccinated in the right way and by using the right technology.
Okay. That's obviously pretty much required. And before we move ahead, one more small question, Mr. Singh. When is this particular app, that is CoWIN app, likely to be released in the public domain? This is to clear the confusion among the people, because there are several, copycat apps which surfaced earlier, and the general population apparently was a bit confused as to whether or not that's the genuine app.
It will be ready to be launched before 16th. No, because almost everything is tied up. Last minute checking and testing is being done, because we can't even release an app without adequate testing. So the testing is done. It's load capacity handling, how many users it can handle per second, because the problem will be of scale, because most people will start downloading at the same time. Most people will want to register at the same time. So of course, in the first phase, it will be easier because only the frontline health workers have been prioritized for vaccination, and actual opening of citizens will take in a few days. But it will be there for logistics management, for generating the vaccination certificate from 16th onwards.
Okay. That's quite an important piece of information there. Jiten, I'd like to bring you in here in terms of the wider role of technology and impact here onwards, because the way we have seen in the past year or so how digital technology can be used to tackle various challenges, and now with the CoWIN app, different aspects of vaccination also been handled. So if we, scale up this particular model vis-a-vis our health sector and the challenges which we face there, how important and how significant do you see the role of technology there?
I think here we have unlimited potential of technology, but the problem is our willingness, and more than our political willingness, the willingness of our society to stand in one voice and stop opposing everything, even if it is good for society. For example, Aadhaar. I mean, look, where are we landed today? We do not have a single app for Ayushman Bharat. Every state is running their own app, their own cards. Now, then, once you do it, there is a challenge to integrate all of them at the back end and generate a unique identifier. Then we came up with this Arogya Setu app. Now we have this third CoWIN app. If we as a society, and with all due respect to Supreme Court judgments, had allowed 100% Aadhaar enrollment, today we would have had one unique ID called Aadhaar acting as a unique health identifier across all states, and it would have been used as a unique certificate identifier for vaccine certificates. Now, because we are not, now what we are doing is trying to find a way out. With the standing Supreme Court judgments, we are going to generate a unique health ID. Then at the back end, someday we are going to link it to Aadhaar. So I think it is a fine moment where people have realized that these things are unavoidable. These are need of the hour. So my one of suggestion is that any person who has Aadhaar and who's not willing to give it for vaccination is one thing, but people who do not have Aadhaar should be given a opportunity to go for a temporary Aadhaar enrollment. So to save time, you may not go for full biometric enrollment. Maybe you can give them a temporary Aadhaar ID. So that will help save time, because a person who comes for vaccination second time, first time he may come up with an election ID card, second time he may come up with a license. Now there will be all sort of people in India. Like we found last week an app run by a Jaipur-based company, selling Aadhaar vaccine and running this vaccine enrollment. So all sort of things will happen, and these are beyond control. There is no patch for human stupidity, right? So there are all sort of people. So in my opinion, I think people should be encouraged to enroll for Aadhaar now. That will save a lot of time in the queues for vaccine delivery. I mean, look at Israel. Despite of having vaccine for 25% of population, in last 1 month they have been able to effectively inoculate only 16% of people. So I think the quantity of vaccine is one problem, and then the delivery and administering vaccine is another problem of time and scale. So in those things, if to skip the queues, I think back-end databases of unique IDs do help a long way to run a very smooth vaccination program. So in my opinion, I think we must try and ensure that maybe if we ever have any such health emergency tomorrow, we must have one single app, one single ID, so that everything can be deployed on the go.
Okay. Sushmi, your views there on what we have learned during this pandemic in terms of the use of technology, and then putting it to use for future challenges like this, perhaps, or maybe our usual health setup, and then give it a boost.
Vishal, I think it's a very important step to utilize digital technology, electronic technology for management of health data, and because India is a huge country with a huge population, and data is key to managing health services, and also to draw public health intervention and policies. So it's a great move, and such a software, such a platform will actually help boost other policy moves and other initiatives in the sector going forward. Like I already said, that there was already a platform existing, and it's an enhancement. So we believe there can be more enhancement made and to this kind of a software, and it can be extended to other public health programs in future as well. I would like to point out here, that the government has said on record that this platform is India is probably one of the very few countries to have such a platform, and it will be offered to other countries as well for use. So maybe in future we can see that probably other countries will also opt for this for COVID, and draw lessons from it and services from it. So this may not be limited just for immunization in India, but may have a huge utilization going forward for COVID immunization across the world. And we will see from January 16 the number of the number of people vaccinated across the world will change dramatically.
Okay. Let's hear concluding comments from Mr. Singh as well on this aspect. Abhishek, how would you look at the scaling up of technology, specifically when we're talking about digital technology there for other health services as well in the future? Because we have to ensure that what we have learned, the lessons which we have learned during this particular period, are put to good use.
See, when we design anything in the IT space at population scale, we have to, in India, whatever the experience of Aadhaar or UPI or DigiLocker has been, that you design for scale. You use the technologies and you do the architecting in such a manner that you provision for everyone to come, you provision for ensuring that maximum number of people, even if they register at the same time, the system should be able to take load. So the architecting has been done in such a way that whether it's the registration module or the vaccination module or the feedback module or the certificate module, all these modules work in such a manner that they are able to take a maximum number of users per second. And the most modern technologies have been used. So I don't think there will be any challenge with doing that. We have had the experience of doing other projects, and the similar approach has been used for ensuring that scaling up is not a problem in India.
Okay, and that would indeed be the way to move forward. Thank you so much, Mr. Abhishek Singh, Mr. Jiten Jain, as well as Shushmi for sharing your views on this very important aspect. As our panelists were pointing out, all information about the CoWIN app, which Mr. Singh was referring to, will be released officially on 16th. And also, the related aspects of using technology, which effectively has ensured that India has now emerged as a global leader in terms of supply chain management when it comes to COVID vaccination. We're putting to the world a sort of an example to be followed, and a lot more to come in terms of use of technology for health services. But before we go, let us also remind you about COVID appropriate behavior. While the vaccine is here, let's not forget about these 3 simple steps. That is, wear a mask, wash your hands regularly, hand hygiene is very important, and also follow physical distancing of 6 feet. These 3 simple steps will keep you and your near and dear ones healthy and safe. Thank you for watching Rajya Sabha Television.